Okay, yesterday we learned about using value to make a color darker, which involves adding our Payne's gray or the black paint that we have. And we talked a little bit about yesterday that because the Payne's gray has a lot of blue pigment in it, it will change colors while also making them darker. So when you add the Payne's gray to yellow, for instance, you make green. We saw yesterday that when I added it to my cool red, I made a purple. And so we need a way to make some colors darker that doesn't involve changing them so much. And that is where the concept of intensity comes in. And so in order for us to understand intensity, we have to talk for a second about complementary colors. Complementary colors are directly across from one another on the color wheel. So you can see our warm yellow and our cool yellow are, if we draw a straight line across, they are across from purple. Our blue is across from orange, and our reds are across from green. And those are the three common complementary color pairs. Complementary colors, when we mix them together, make a color both duller and darker. So you can see I have got my sketchbook page ready again with these three stripes. And this time I want you to do one of each of the three complementary color pairs. So you're going to work with yellow and purple, you're going to work with orange and blue, and you're going to work with red and green. And we can talk about the colors that are in your palette. So for the yellow and purple combination, you can use either of the yellows that you have in your paint palette, but you do have to make a purple. We don't have purple in our paint palette, so I'm going to use the cool red and the cool blue to make myself a purple. And you can see that I've mixed up a purple right here in a different patch of my paint tray so that I have a spot for purple that I can keep going back to. It is the only color that you're going to have to make today because we're going to go ahead and use this warm red as our orange. So when you get to the orange, you're going to use this orangey red, and you can use either blue. When you get to the red and green color combination, you're going to go ahead and use the sap green that's in your palette, and this works equally well with both reds. When I go ahead and start mixing these together, I'm going to start with my colors out here on either end. So I'm going to show you the yellow and purple combination. So I'm going to paint on this side with yellow. I will then start over with purple on this side, and you will see that for each of these pairs here in the center, I'm going to make a brown. Red and green, either one, they will make a brown. The orange and the blue, depending on which blue you choose, those are, well, they will make a brown, but they will also make a black or a gray. So here is this process. I am going to go ahead and start by mixing up a nice big juicy pool of color out here on my palette to use. And I'm going to start with my yellow side, and I'm just going to go ahead and paint like a little section about as wide as my finger. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab just the tiniest bit of my purple, and I'm going to add it in and then paint a tiny bit more purple and paint. And you can see my color is gradually, grab a little bit more purple, getting darker as I head here to the center of my paint palette, or the center of my sketchbook page, sorry, until I land here in the very middle and we have this lovely kind of golden brown. So I have shifted my yellow and gradually darkened it into brown. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clean my paintbrush off. I'm also going to clean this little bit of yellow that I left in my purple so that I don't start with a dirty purple. And I'm going to come back here and grab a little bit of purple. And I'm going to start over here with my purple at the end. And I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did before. I'm going to add a little bit of the yellow to mix into my purple. and it is going to get duller. Now, yellow is a lighter color than purple, so I'm not making my purple darker. You can see it's actually getting a little bit lighter as I'm painting towards the brown, but it is neutralizing as I'm painting to meet that same brown as I made with the yellow combination. So we have this gradual shift from yellow into brown through these brownish purple colors into a brilliant purple paint here at the end. You are going to do one for each of these 3 pairs following this same painting process. When you are finished, you can go ahead and put them underneath your 3 value scales from yesterday, and they should look something like this.